Um, I think yesterday I spoke to a teenager, and we had a long discussion, and during discussion suddenly the teenager mentioned that, hey, how could it be 2 plus 2 cannot be 5, and something within the line he was saying that. But then the problem is that is everyone believes 2.2 equals to 5. 2 plus 2 equals to 5. Almost everyone believes that. Okay. The problem is that the wording itself. Oftentimes I hear people be very exact about it, and they think that it's about 2 plus 2 equals to 5. It's not really about 2 plus 2 equals to 5. Is that sometimes we know it is wrong. We know it is really, really, really surely wrong, but we accept as it is. We saw that in 2020, starting 2020, things go out of overboard, where even though we know a lot of things is clear cut, really, if you really look at it, you know that it is not 5, it is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4, not 5. But everyone believes it is 5. It's not the reason why, the number was used to identify, to say that, hey, 2 plus 2 equals to 5. People believe 2 plus 2 equals to 5. Is that it's easy to understand. Okay. So what's not easy to understand is more like, sometimes we watch wrestling. I don't know how many of you guys have watched wrestling. If you have watched wrestling, it is fake. When you watch wrestling, right? Hulk Hogan, or who is it? The Rock, all was there. It is. It is not real. Okay, that it's not real at all. And then, so when it's not real, you still watch that wrestling. For some odd reason, you still continue to watch that wrestling. Why? I don't know. It is the same way. When I was in Taiwan early 2019, before pandemic, I was surprised to see how many people were covering. How many people I spotted? No, there was a lot of, on and off. I took photographs there, on and off. I seen people, and it shook me. I was a bit surprised. I thought that they were wearing it because of something that I'm not aware, their culture or something, right? I didn't aware that. So oftentimes, like, I thought that, hey, maybe because the air over there is much more better than the air was here. Seriously, the air quality there is far better than the air in this island. Okay, it's far better, and I would be surprised they were covering it up. So why? I didn't know. Then as I step into 2020, then we know everyone was asked to put on the cover. So immediately I noticed something was not right. I think the first immediate thought process that hit me was that the reason why they did that is because they don't trust us. It means that they can't trust us that we will follow the rule. We will fight back. Okay, that's one thing they thought of. Second, that reason for that is that you can't police. Means that it will be really hard among the crowd to identify who's not complying. So if you are wearing like this, it's very easy to identify who is with me and who's not with me. Okay? And the third one is that will divide people even more. This is something that I always share with a lot of people, that divide and conquer is really bad. It's really, really bad for you and for each individual. Just that people not getting it in their head how bad it is. Okay. Like today, when I was arguing with my wife, she couldn't get it at all. You see, the problem is that family are divided because how they've been brought up, how they've been nurtured around the society. Everything we see is divided. So oftentimes where the female had the thought process that they should be in control of everything. If they lose control, they lose power or something. So that mentality is there. It's not just my wife. I saw it across the board. All the women had the same problem. So it's no big deal. But the problem is, even though my wife knew my thought process and ideology, she just still couldn't let it go. This is the problem we've almost all let out, because we know something is wrong. 2 plus 2 equals to 5. We know something is wrong, but we still can't let go of that thought process. We can't let it go. Even though we know it is wrong, even though we know it is 4, not 5, we still take it as 5. So that applies the same, right? Is that you know that putting on and off, you're still getting it. Nothing protects you. Taking the stuff, it didn't protect you. You still fall sick, but you still continue to take. It's just that's mentality. 2 plus 2 equals to 5. It's already in your head. The problem is you're not noticing, you're not aware that you've been manipulated and you are complying to something that you don't even understand, because you are not questioning it. You basically just following. Maybe it's fear, I don't know. For a while I thought it's the fear is the factor, but fear is no longer there. Seriously, fear is no longer there. Fear should be the initial factor that drives the compliance, but right now it's not the fear. It's just that there's this thing, what we call it, where you look around and see people do something and you want to be part of it. You're afraid that if you are not, you will be pushed to the side. You see, that thought process is the one. It's not fear now. It's no longer fear. They don't have to. Whoever did this no longer have to induce fear in you. Right now, you will comply yourself. You will commit yourself. You will even sacrifice your children for it. That's happened in the history. Yes, that's well documented. Okay, so that's how bad things are. And the intent, overall intent, is still, I'm pulling my hair. I already cleared it out in another video. What's the intent? But the part that I'm stressing on this video is, what does it mean? What does it really mean to say that 2 plus 2 equals to 5? See, it's not just numeric figure. It's how things are establishing in our head. Because numbering is it's straightforward. It's a basic math, right? 2 plus 2 equals to 4. How come it could be 5, right? It can be 5 because things have been influenced in your head where you can't question it. You don't have reliable source, where oftentimes things have been told to you over and over again. The 4 became 5. So it's a bit hard, because I find that once you are into it, like I say, right, fear is no longer the factor now. It's where you are trying to be part of the so-called something, right? You try to commit to it, where you want to be part of it, and that's the driving factor. That's what's driving you to do things. I'm not saying I know this for sure, but basically that's how I'm seeing it. That's what I'm seeing it. Where people are getting injured, they're falling sick, they know something is bad going on to them, and yet still, they are counting the number as 5. The result of 2.2 equals to 5 is not 4. Why I'm saying that is that sometimes something hurts you. Whenever something hurts you, something really breaks you, someone else broke you, someone else you trusted this doing something bad to you, and you don't have an answer, you don't have a source to explain it, you end up in a situation where you will agree that it is 5, it's not 4. So yeah, that's my take. What does that mean for 2 plus 2 equals to 5? Yeah, George Orwell is pretty smart when he wrote his 1984 novel, the dystopia novel, which is pretty interesting that he really able to visualize it, or things he's able to foresee based on his exposure to the war during wartime, with the visualization that he had, and wrote the documentation. And he made the warning, don't let that happen. I think we pretty much let that happen. Unless people are not waking up to it, they continue to see that number as 5, not 4, we can't help them. Which includes, yeah, the generation are destroyed pretty much. The part really you guys need to really understand is that need to understand the intent behind. Why would they do that? Why the hell would they do that? You know that nobody will do anything for free for you. And nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares about you. Period. Nobody. The same way that you don't care for anybody else. Okay? That's something we need to get into our head. I know that sometimes people assume that they are really caring and stuff. They don't really understand what this caring means. It's about trust. It's not really about donating. It's not giving money. It's not giving an object. It's about trust. You don't trust anyone. Like me, I'm saying here, you don't trust what I'm saying. So what makes you think that you can trust somebody that you can't even see? Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, good luck. I'm out.